There it is. We're number one.
Jimmy is being a cheap ass. You know, I'm like, damn.
You heard it here first. Joe
Right,
Rogan
right,
listens
Joe
to our podcast.
Right, we're the best. You know, they say people that cuss are more honest. So I'm an honest motherfucker. Put the fish away, Reggie.
It don't even hurt to give birth anymore.
Not for me.
Nothing to it.
Okay.
Let's do it. Come on. I'm ready. I'm ready. I want to do it.
I wear a thong. I got one on right now. You want to see?
Jimmy and Geek. Madhouse Bar Talks, baby.
That is a bunch of shit, if you ask me. That don't even make no sense.
Good morning. See, you did it for like 2 weeks in a row. You go good morning, and then now you're just like your same grumpy self again.
No, I'm grumpy.
You're all up in that thing in the TikTok.
No.
Oh, you know what? We didn't put our lights on. Damn it. I see that shadow on you. I'm like over here just as bad. There we go. That's better.
I ain't got that damn sun in my eyes either.
No, yeah, because it's cloudy. Well, the time change maybe affected that or no?
Oh yeah, for sure. Plus, it's rainy and cloudy.
Yeah, it's not a beautiful day outside. That's for sure. It's a beautiful day to Republicans, though. Trump ran away with that shit like unbelievably ran away with that shit. Like crazy ran away. That's a next level. Now the thing is can he do what he said he can do though?
No, we'll see.
It's looking like he can. It definitely looks like he can. He did what has it been now? Like, so that was Tuesday. We're at Sunday, so it's been what, like 4 days, 5 days? They've already, like, all the shit they say about him, like, saying, like, he's, like, you know, gonna take women's rights and stuff like that, all that type of stuff. I mean, all the stuff that they went on. And then, did you see the text message that all the black people got? And I don't know where it was.
No.
Yeah, it was like somebody sent out a mass text message. I don't know if it just went to black people, but certainly went to mostly black people that said how to sign up for picking cotton. Swear to God, somebody did that. People are fucking assholes, dude.
I forgot my phone.
Flat out assholes. Who does that? Like, just sends out a mass text going, it's time to pick cotton. This is how you do it, or what? You know what I mean? That's just absolutely insane to me. And now they're trying to figure out who sent it or whatever. You know what I mean?
They won't find it.
How can you not? It's like a text message. I mean, that's guy. And I mean, how can you not find that? You know what I mean?
What, the person that sent it?
Yeah, you got to be able to find that, right? I mean, it went out to all those people. How does somebody send it out mass sentencing like that or text like that and it not go out to anyone? That's insanity.
Well, what state was that?
Certainly New York, but I think it was like nationwide, I think. I'm pretty sure. I don't know where they got the numbers from or anything. I don't know any of that stuff, but I'd seen it and I'm like, what the fuck? People are fucking crazy, dude. They're insane. But they did, like, dude, there's people like jumping in line. I watched Saturday Night Live. I fell asleep. I didn't see the end of it, but I watched the beginning of it. And it was basically all the cast on stage saying, you know, I voted for you, Donald. Like the getting in line like the rest of the world seems to be wanting to do. That freaking, first thing he does is hire that, I guess the campaign manager, the old lady. Did you see her? Mm-mm. It's this old lady that's like, I guess she's been running his campaign this whole time. He made her the White House chief of staff. First female white chief of staff in the White House ever. Very first one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But he's, you know, holding women back. You know, that's horrible. But yeah, then all of a sudden, all these shit started happening. New York City stopped all the credit, the gift cards and the welfare for the illegal immigrants. Immediately, they did it. The The stock market jumped the next day like freaking 1,500 points or something like that. The freaking Bitcoin jumped way up.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Why would that jump up?
People think it's going to do well. I don't know. They think it's going to do well. I don't know why, but they do for some reason. I mean, Bitcoin is nothing more than a stock, right? Or similar, like.
Yeah, I guess they went into. I don't know. What is it called when they go to the stock?
Public? Went public?
Yeah, some shit like that.
Is it public?
I think.
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, I guess it's always been public, but I don't know if it's on the exchange or not. I have no idea.
I don't know that kind of shit.
I don't know anything about that stuff at all. They said that the migrant caravan stopped already.
Oh, yeah, that shit should have stopped a long time ago.
Qatar agreed to evict Hamas leaders out of Saudi Arabia. Dude, it's been a week. He ain't even in office yet. You know? Hamas wants an immediate end of the war. Taliban claims that they want to build a great relationship with the United States. Russia's ready to speak when it comes to the Ukraine war. I mean, it's just unbelievable, dude. The way it just...
That's all fake news, though.
It's like Dad jumped in. No, that's all over, dude. They actually showing it. They're actually showing the actual things happening. The mayor's saying no more welfare, no more gift cards, no more. They're showing the like Hamas leaders, like they're showing it. That's not like it's. These are videos of them saying it, congratulating Trump, and then saying, all right, It's like Dad just came home. You know what I mean? You've been hearing it all day. Mom said, wait till your dad gets home. Dad comes home, you start acting right immediately. That's exactly what just happened. Right or wrong? No, you don't think so?
I don't know. You go, just like you say Reagan was a great president or something. Then you look it up and you're just like, yeah, he was all right. You know what I'm saying? There's just, you got two sides of it even after it's over with.
I guess. I mean, there's people that say Reagan wasn't a great president.
Absolutely.
Who? Who says that? I never heard it.
Look it up. I was looking at it earlier.
Really? Reagan?
Yeah.
The only thing that I don't like that he did was he jumped the interest rates, which I never liked that. His Reaganomics was not like, because he jumped the interest rates. And then that's the reason, because before Reagan, I don't think you could get loans, I think were considered loan sharking over I forget, maybe 17% or 15%, something like that.
That's like every president. You got all these people that'll say, yeah, he was great. And then you got all these other ones that say he wasn't that great.
But he ended the Cold War. That's pretty big. That's huge. That's pretty massive.
Yeah, but look at some of the stuff he caused. Look it up. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know of anything he caused. I don't know.
Well, look at the pros and cons. That's all. And there'll be some with Trump. I guarantee it.
Well, I've been saying
president.
to everybody. No, I'm not saying that. There's always going to be pros and cons. There's no question.
You're not going to have everybody be a winner.
But I want to say this: if Trump does calm the world down and the wars and shit stop, every fucking leader in this country from now on better look at what he's doing and mimic it, because there's no reason. And I'll tell you, I think that it came down to, I've said it before, I think that it came down to Kamala went over and talked to Ukraine and basically said, I got your back. Like we were talking last week about the bar, like it's like being in a bar fight. Instead of going, like you watch Trump, like he's being friendly with them, but when he's asking about us giving the sword, it's like, I don't think so. I don't think we're going to support you. I don't see why we support Ukraine. We've got enough problems in this country with our citizens that are broke and struggling and everything else. I'm not trying to think completely selfish, but damn, at some point, you know what I mean?
The only thing I really stands out to me is that they should have never stopped them from putting up that wall. Everybody thinks it's like prejudice kind of thing. It's not.
No.
I think that should have been put up when he first came in. I don't think it should have been up before he even came in.
I mean, we all go to bed at night and lock our doors, don't we?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it should have been. Now, everybody's like, yeah, that's a good idea to put up a wall.
Yeah,
it's
they started putting up wall again, actually, didn't they?
Yeah, they started to. But
I think they did, yeah. I think they started putting it up under.
What I'm saying is, like, that's when I think they was acting like it was just so wrong, and I'm like, nah,
because it was an anti-Trump thing. See, that's
right,
the
that's
whole
all
thing.
it was. Yeah.
Right, it was anti-Trump, and because before Trump, like Bush was the one who said we want open borders, and Clinton was like we need to close off the borders. Like it was the whole opposite. It was completely, and which makes sense to me as a union carpenter is that we shut off the border for illegal Mexicans. As a union carpenter, that's in my best interest because they're coming in and doing our work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
and that's what the Democrats are supposed to be for you. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying for the safety thing, you just have anybody come across that motherfucker. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Well, yeah, it wasn't. Trump's thing was about safety, but the original, like with them, was more about coming in. Like I remember Bush's statement that pissed me off. He said, "We need illegals to do the jobs Americans don't want to do." It's like, no, Americans will do any job. You just got to pay them enough. Jesus, you know what I mean?
Well, that's what he meant. He said, "I don't want to pay him that much."
Yeah, right. That's exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly what it was. Yeah, you're right. That's exactly what it was. But dude, so during the interview, there was or during the campaign, like while the election was going on or whatever, like election night, I should say, Tucker Carlson's interviewing Elon Musk. Have you seen that, or did I showed you that, didn't I? That with his son?
Yeah.
Dude, that's scary shit. And then you go around and you look at, because I don't know how I feel about, I never know how I feel about Elon Musk. Like, I'm not sure if he's like good, bad. I mean, he could be great. He seems like he is, but I don't know, man. I really don't know. I have no clue. Like, he could just be the monster in disguise. I mean, he seems like he's just a tech guy that wants to like do some cool shit and this and that.
We'll go do it. You know what I'm saying? That's
no, it's what he is doing. That is what he's doing. But the thing is that this. So his boy gets on there, and if you go look for it on like all these different videos, it's clipped out.
Right, you're not
clipped out. But there are ones that you can find it. They do exist out there. But his son gets on his lap, and Tucker Carlson says, "What's your name?" or something. Then after his name, and he goes, "We started SpaceX, and we quietly do whatever we want." And then he starts laughing like an evil guy, and so does Elon Musk. and then when you go to like the most of the clips that are out there, it literally stops at it literally stops at him saying his name, and then it shows him laughing. That whole section's cut out of there. Like,
I mean, why would you cut that section
dude,
out?
a little boy like that only said that for one reason.
He's heard it a lot.
He's heard it a lot, right? At least once, anyways. He heard it and thought it was cool.
Way more than once.
He at least heard it. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. He's small. He's a little boy. He's a tiny little boy.
Right. He heard that multiple times. Son, we got so much money, we can do whatever we want.
He said we started SpaceX and we quietly do whatever we want.
Right.
Yeah, it was like, dude, that was pretty freaking scary, dude. That scared the living shit out of me. But there's the argument. I get what the whole thing with Ukraine and all that. I understand that there's the argument that like with Hitler, if you'd have stopped him early, he wouldn't have caused all the right. And I understand that. But at the same time, we can't just be dumping our money into a country and we're not because we're not over there fighting for them or anything. We're just giving them money and letting their people die. I mean, there's been so much famine and everything over there now. Everybody's like, they're at a point where they're using women, young men, young kids, teenagers, and like way older adult male because they've lost all their like soldier age type people in Ukraine. And then I'm sorry, we caused that by being weak with Kamala going over there and not like she was being weak. You know what I mean? She went over there, did the Tiny Tim thing for him, didn't even talk to Putin whatsoever, which that doesn't even make sense. Why would you not talk to Putin in the process? I mean, if you're trying to negotiate peace, you weren't trying. You just went over there and said, "I got your back. Don't worry. Do whatever you want." That's crazy to me. And Trump ain't doing that. And that's it's like Reagan said. You want peace? We could have peace right now. And it's real simple. Just get on your knees. You know what I mean? That's a true story. That's what he said, and that's a fact. You bow down to whatever, because eventually they're going to come after something you don't want. And the problem is I think that's what just happened with this election is everybody's They keep coming after and after and after and after the normal, average, common sense person's fucking rights. And they're just like, finally, everybody just pushed back. You know what I mean? But you know what annoyed me the most of all of it? All of the whole thing that annoyed me on election night? I don't care what news channel you watched. I don't care what analyst you seen. Every one of them, all they fucking did all night was, the Hispanic vote is this, the black vote is this, the woman's vote is this, the blah, 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 blah vote is this. All these different they're racist fucks, all of them are. That's the whole thing, is they're pandering to races, and they're all, the bottom line is that Trump appealed to the working class. Now, if they're up there saying, you know, like the blue collar men earning this much is what that makes sense. But to say black men, that makes no fucking sense. Like, that's like saying every black guy is supposed to think alike, and they don't. And every Hispanic guy is going to think alike, and they don't. Like, it's so stupid that they're going by race.
It should have been the American people. You know.
Well,
like,
I mean, I could see going by class. I could see going by careers, jobs, age brackets, any of that stuff. But like to rate, like the race doesn't matter, dude. It really doesn't matter like they think it does. They keep saying they're appealing to black men. That's all you heard about all night. Like, oh, he gained on the Hispanic vote in Miami, and you know, it's like, what the fuck is the matter with you people? Like, and you think that you're not causing race issues? Like, that's the only way you even view how people are voting is by their race. Like, get the fuck out of here, you know? Makes no sense to me.
I'm just glad it's over with.
Yeah, I don't know how much it's over. Last time when Trump got in, they started harassing the fuck out of him at that point. I think, though, this time's different because he won the popular vote, which he's never done. You know what I mean? Well, he may have. It's hard to say. You know, he got like 2 million less votes than he got in 2020, right?
Yeah.
Explain that to me. Explain to me how there was 15 million less votes this election compared to last election. 15 million?
A lot of people didn't vote.
Is that what you seen?
Nah, I don't know. I don't look into that shit. I don't care about that shit.
I seen lines going around the building at the election board for days on end.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
It was nuts, dude. I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Yeah. What, 7? Well, how many was there since you've been here? Just 2, right?
3.
3?
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing it wasn't that. The lines weren't like that.
Oh, no, there's been 2. You're right. Presidential elections. Right. No, they weren't like that. No, hell no, they weren't like that. But we're supposed to buy that there's 15 million less. And by the way, this is the thing that's really crazy. They keep showing the chart. I'm sure you've seen it. They keep showing that chart. The Democrats, like how many they got is like exactly the same. 62 million, 62 million, 81 million, 62 million. Come on, man.
Well,
or 67 million.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Don't.
It does.
Not
Because somebody should be prosecuted if that's the case. If that's the case, somebody should go. I mean, to mess with the election like that, to cause the type of, you know, imbalance. I mean, you know, I think that's one of the biggest problems with America is that we keep changing. You change presidents like that, which I'm not saying I want to keep the same president. I'm not saying that, but I feel like 4 years isn't enough. Like it should be 8. You know what I mean? Period.
4 and 4
should be 8 always. Just 8 years, something, or 10
hell
years.
No.
I think so.
I don't.
I think so because you just can't like how does a world stage deal with that? Like it's like having a bipolar girlfriend. You know what I mean? You got to like the superpower in the world changes their personality every 4 years basically. Like that's pretty fucked up, isn't it? Like as the world sees it.
Well, what year since it's been the first president? You know, they've been doing it like that ever since. So why would they change it now?
It's a little different now though.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, you got all the shit that's going on in the world. You know what I mean? It's a little different.
They didn't have shit going on back then.
They did, but we weren't like. I mean, like when George Washington came in, we didn't have aircraft carriers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just different. There wasn't bombs and nuclears and Like I just, yeah, no, it was definitely different for sure, 100%.
Of course, everything's different.
But it's more of a world stage type thing now. You know what I mean? There's more. It's like a
So you
world
got
economy of some sort.
Somebody that's just fucking the country up. You want them to be in there longer?
No, I don't want somebody that's fucking it up in there longer. But I do want the stability though of it. You know what I mean?
Well,
I feel like at 4 years too, like a lot of the policies and stuff like that happened a lot with like, I know like the Biden administration claimed that they brought down insulin prices, which was really a Trump thing, but it happened while Biden was in office, like 6 months into but it already was in play. Or there was some stuff that Obama did that kind of went credited to Trump. Like, it's just stupid stuff.
That's what I always say.
Or Bush. I know Bush like he looked like his economy went to shit when we had our that big like recession or whatever. When was it 2000, the millennium? Remember when it was like all that like millennial shit was going on, and it looked like Clinton had all these jobs. And I was in construction back then. Dude, all we were building was tech companies. Everybody was working on trying to solve the millennial, the zeros or whatever it was. Remember, like all the computers had to be redone. So the whole world's like working to try and solve that. There's all these tech companies popping up. Well, then once that's over in 2000, it's over. It's done. And there's all that work went away. And it looked like Bush's economy went to shit, and Clinton was this great genius that had all this work, but it really just was a situation that, you know what I mean, was there. But getting back to that, so then now Trump wants to push term limits, in Congress and Senate.
I agree with that.
I do too, but now let's be smart, because that's the only thing that is stable to the world, is that at least you have Congress and Senate that stays the same.
What, a motherfucker sleeping in there? The fuck? Hell no. God, it's not. What? Just for example, like if there's 75-year-old sitting there that is not out there working now, you know what I'm saying? Does not know the struggle of today's laborers, you know what I mean? Or blue class people. So you got somebody sitting there that's 80 years old. You know what I'm saying? What do they know about what's going on out there? You need somebody like in their 50s, 60s go in there and do their little term, and I don't think them guys should be sitting there for a lifetime term.
No, I'm not. I don't think a lifetime. I don't think that.
Well, I'm just saying
when you set term limits, I don't think maybe it should be two terms like we do with the president. Maybe it's 4 or something. You know what I mean? Like, I think you got to think about it, because it's nice to have that stability. I mean, don't get me wrong. It'd be nice to get Pelosi to fuck out. I don't even know how people are still voting for this bitch. Like, I don't even get it, dude. Like, she looks like claymation at this point.
It doesn't matter, but I'm just saying what she looks like. It doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is, like, her, I don't think that people should be involved with lobbyists and shit.
You think Trump will pardon that guy that attacked her husband in his underwear?
Probably. I can't remember all that shit. What the fuck?
I don't know. He called the cops. There was like some dude in there trying to stab him or something, and he's like in his underwear. And then there was like people saying that maybe it was his lover. There was all kinds of crazy shit going on.
But I'm just saying, I think there should be limits on that for sure. I've been saying that before he even said it. Remember?
Yeah. No, he was that. Well, that's one of the things they're talking about. They're talking about that Kirk. What is his name? That Kirk guy, the one that's always talking to the college kids.
Oh yeah.
I guess they want to make him involved at least in the Department of Education, but in the education, I believe Trump said he's getting rid of the Department of Education federally and letting each state deal with their own. He said that we spend triple what any other country does, and we test by far less than they do. That doesn't make any sense. So he wants to like put it back to the states so that the states deal with their own education department. Yeah. And just get rid of the whole department and federal, that's one of the things I heard that he said. But that Kirk is supposed to help him talking about education. I know that. I want to see that Candace Owens, your girl. That's who I want to see. I want to see her the press secretary. I think that would be great. I think she would be the best press secretary ever of all time.
Oh yeah, she's very outspoken.
Yeah, and
she's funny too.
Yeah, Yeah, for sure. I just don't want to see that. That Elon Musk scares the shit out of me. He does.
Oh, at first you was 100% go.
No. I think that I like the idea of him being on a commission or on a board, and they just overlook and see where the spending is being wasted at in the government. I like that idea.
I think you get somebody else without that. You don't need the richest man in the world doing that.
Yeah, but he's the best at it. He cleaned house. Every company he's doing is running so efficiently. Like, he doesn't let him waste money at all. I mean, he just doesn't.
That's not true.
It's true. He's pretty efficient.
No, because he wastes money himself.
Well, he might. What did he waste money on?
Remember that rocket? And they said, why is it so pointy or something?
Oh, he made it blunt?
Yeah, he made it pointy.
He said it actually would be more. Said it would be.
He calls it the aerodynamics for the looks.
Yeah. He goes, it might be even a little better if it was blunter than it is.
But it looks cooler.
Yeah, he did say that.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'd want a guy like that in there. Period.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want him in now. I do like the idea of a commission that did, and I don't think that this is a permanent. I think it's kind of like the Warren Commission. You just build a commission. They come in, they oversee everything, look it all over, and say this is the cut, and then let everybody make their decisions. It's not like he'll have the final say on it. He's just giving you the information.
You're in a position like that where you could throw a little influence anywhere, and you also got the most.
I think he's already there, though. I think he's been there.
I don't think you put a person in any kind of government thing.
I think it's always been that way.
What's always been that way?
I think the government's always had that kind of influence by the people with money. I think that's always happened constantly.
Yeah, it's called lobbyists.
Well, it is, but there's also like there's just you're talking like
I don't like that.
The Rockefellers, all them people were always involved in it. You know,
they had to chop them up a little bit too, didn't they?
Yeah, I think that's what I think that I don't understand how you can say Amazon's not. They're not a. What was that they called them? They caused them something. I forget what it was called. I can't remember right now. Why can't I think of it?
Well, what's the overall thing you're trying to say?
I can't until I can say that word. I'm fucked, dude.
Well, anyways, like Amazon needs to be chopped up.
Yeah, right. I agree. 100% I agree. Just like that's what they did to Rockefeller. They went in and said, said, what's that called? When you own everything, when you do it all.
Monopolize, I guess.
Monopoly, yeah. They said he was a monopoly. That's the word I was looking for. And how do you say Amazon's not a monopoly? I mean, I mean, how do you say they're not? Not only are they a monopoly, they've monopolized the trucking, the flight, they did everything.
The fucking deliveries, goddamn, they block up all the damn roads.
Yeah. They just stop wherever the fuck they want.
Yeah, that shit's aggravating. There should be laws against that.
I would think so. Yeah, they are pretty aggravating. You know what aggravates me is the Amazon. I don't feel like it's efficient, dude. I get a delivery, I'll get like 4 trucks showing up for 4 deliveries, and within a half hour of each other. Like this doesn't make any sense. Like why would that be? That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah, I think that company's too big. Just like I said about the UPS, how it was too big. And when they went on strike that one time, screwed everything up for a while. So, yeah.
But you have FedEx or UPS, so you do have two options.
They were never that big. None of them. They still ain't that big as UPS.
I don't know. Amazon's probably bigger.
Oh,
now.
no. I ain't talking that. I'm talking before.
Yeah.
So when UPS went on strike, it fucked everything up for a while.
Oh, yeah.
So
what if Amazon went on strike?
Exactly. So why would you allow...
You closed every store now.
Right. You closed... That shuts everything down.
Oh, my God. It'd be horrible.
Right now, he's probably got more power than Elon Musk. Probably the president.
Yeah, he probably could. He could shut everything down. He really could.
You can't let a company get that big.
Yeah.
And for what purpose? Why would you?
Your boy has reached out and said he wants to talk to Trump, too. I don't think Trump's interested, though.
Who's that?
Bill Gates.
Oh, fuck him.
He immediately put something out the next day. Everybody just was like, oops, sorry. That's why Saturday Night Live. Yeah, that's why Saturday Night Live made fun of it, because it's like that they immediately jumped on like.
What is it? What was that? What show he was on? The Vibe or Vote? Whatever the hell it was.
Who?
Trump. Remember when they was acting like, oh, my friend? And
The View.
Yeah.
I watched that shit the next day. That was funny as shit, dude. They were freaking boiling, all of them.
Yeah, so, I bet they don't ask him to come on.
No, probably not. It's not. It's
know
not
what?
looking good.
If I was him, I'd request to go back on there.
To view?
Yep.
He would too. You know what? That's the thing. Everybody keeps saying we're misogynist because we didn't vote for Kamala, America as a whole, or we're racist, whatever they're saying. The truth of the matter is Kamala didn't get voted for because of Kamala. No matter what color,
Right.
what sex she was, you can't just dodge interviews and you know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing you can do. Like
I think the thing is, a lot of it's, where was she when Biden was at the helm? You know what I mean?
yeah, but it doesn't even matter because once they announced her, there was an excitement in the air in this country about Kamala for about a week. And then all of a sudden, she refuses to do any interviews. Everything she does is scripted. She would do no interviews. She did literally like 3 interviews that were all, well, she wouldn't do one immediately for like a month. You know what I'm saying? Like just wouldn't do them, just would not do any. And then when she had to do the debate, she disappeared for 2 weeks because she had to like practice for it or whatever. And then she goes into.
She had to get her earpiece fitted.
She tells Joe Rogan none. Yeah, probably.
She had to get her earpiece fitted.
Yeah, probably.
What'd you say? Hold on.
And then she wouldn't go on Joe Rogan. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that, you can't have somebody. And she had these rules. Like she would do Joe Rogan, but he had to come to her. He had to like
Yeah, I'd have been like, screw you.
an hour or something like that. It's like no bullshit. And you know what? If she goes and does those interviews, and it does them immediately, right when she gets on, she starts doing interviews, starts doing press conferences, all those different things, and she's answering questions, I think she'd have won. I really do, 100%. I think she would have. So to blame it on us, it's all on her. I mean, because we cannot. Nobody wants a president that can't handle an interview. What is she going to do when she's got to deal with Putin? Or you know what I'm saying? You just can't. Nobody wants that. That's just all there is to it. I mean, you can't, and that's just the way it is. And I think that's what lost it more than anything. Because Trump actually got 2 million less votes.
Here's what I said from the first month. I was like, if they got somebody else, they'd probably win. Remember when I said that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like Robert Kennedy.
Yeah. Well, anybody.
Oh, I loved Robert
With a
Kennedy.
good-
I'm a
with a
big
good-
Robert Kennedy fan.
With a good, let's just say another,
track record,
no, just like
better ass.
maybe. Well, that wouldn't be hard.
You think if she would have showed a little bit of cleavage, maybe she'd have done all right?
That's how she got where she is now.
A little cleavage, get them. Woo. Little shaker.
She was a hottie when she was younger.
She's
She's
cute
pretty
as
for
hell.
her age
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that.
I said pretty for her age now.
My wife says you never tell a woman she's pretty for her age. She's either pretty or she's not. You never say for her age because it's insulting. That's what my wife says.
I don't listen to your wife. You listen to your wife.
But she knows what women feel.
No,
or
she
think.
knows. She knows what one woman feels.
She she's like she runs like I think like there's a meeting they have and shit. Like,
We're just not in.
yeah, we're not involved. Yeah, I think they have a whole like society.
Yeah,
and
okay.
I'm pretty sure of it.
Yeah.
It seems that way.
It sounds like a cult. No. I just. She made a statement the other day I didn't agree with. What would she say?
Who?
Your wife. Remember you said Amanda said something, and I was like, no.
I don't remember.
Tell her. Oh, never mind. I know what it was. But anyways.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't. Oh, yeah. I know what it was. I know what it was.
Yeah, we'll leave that one alone. But yeah, I didn't agree with that one either.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, it's kind of almost, I guess. That's an opinion thing right there for sure.
it's an opinion thing. Yeah, that's all it was.
Right.
Yeah. So, but anyways, my point is that Kamala, nobody didn't anti-vote Kamala. It's just, it was literally, and the thing I don't understand, because that's the sad part to me, like, because honestly, I think if she goes to all the interviews and answers the questions and handles things appropriately, goes to Joe Rogan and does all that stuff, and it goes well, I mean, and it goes well.
Right. You can't just say, just go.
Right. And it goes well, and she answers the questions. She wins. I believe that wholeheartedly.
Right.
But I think that's insane, considering like we're in a country where they're like, trying to like get teenage kids to change genders and stuff. Like, that's crazy that there's that many people in the world that are okay, or in our U.S. that are okay with that. Like, they just think that's fine. That blows my mind.
You want me to get us kicked off this one?
Go ahead. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Well, you see some of these things where they say that, like, everybody that rooted for her went to the Diddy parties.
Yeah, I saw that. All the people that endorsed her were like, yeah, I saw that too. Yeah. I saw. They keep saying that. I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
We might not get kicked off.
No, I think that everybody kind of stands with that statement. I think. Yeah. I don't think anybody's arguing that point.
Yeah, that was a big thing. I was like, I started thinking about it. I'm like,
was J-Lo a freak like that?
I don't know.
J-Lo's fine, boy. Whew. Diddy parties had J-Lo there being a freak. That's crazy. They say she was. I don't know. Wasn't she fucking with Diddy for a little bit?
Goddamn, publicly, how many husbands she had, boyfriends?
That's true.
A lot.
That's true.
Probably more than Kim Kardashian. Shit.
Is she married? I don't know. Has she ever been married?
Yeah,
I don't know.
She's been married.
Who was she married to?
Well, let's look it up.
I don't know who she was married to. I don't know that type of stuff.
Look it up. I bet Ben Affleck probably. That baseball player. Yeah, she's been married, I think. Oh, and then that Spanish dude that sang.
What Spanish dude that sang?
Oh, what the hell's his name? Big star. Well, the Spanish communities.
All right. Who was she all married to? I got to keep scrolling.
I told you.
Hold on. Let me keep scrolling. It's Ojanani Noah, whoever that is. That's 97 to 98. Chris Judd, Mark Anthony.
The Mark Anthony's the one I was talking about.
And Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who any Chris Judge, Mark Anthony, or Ojanani Noah is. Mark Anthony is. I kind of think I know who he is.
Yeah, he was an actor, and then he was a big singer, and then he acted, and then when he was younger, and then he's like real big in like the Spanish community. He's like huge, like way bigger than you think.
Really?
Yeah.
That's your guys' like
not your
god.
Yeah, no.
Amanda said she thinks he was married to Diddy. That wasn't on the list though when I scrolled.
No. I'm talking about all the people she dated. Yeah, it goes beyond that. Those are just the marriages.
Yeah, she was definitely with them, right?
She was out there.
Yeah, she's a freak. She's a little freak. That thing. What? That's crazy. You could take the I ain't saying it.
She was on the block.
Jenny's been around the block. That's all I'm saying. She's still Jenny from the block.
Yeah, so you got,
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't get it. But RFK, that's exciting. Everybody, all these Democrats and stuff, though, they're all saying like this, like he's an anti-vaxxer, he's this, he's that. They're like saying like,
yep,
all his stuff is like bullshit and like. And then I watched an interview with him because they flat out asked him. They said, but all the experts are saying that these vaccines are good. He goes, yeah, you can get 3 experts to say it's great. You can say 3 that are saying it's the worst thing in the world.
Right.
He goes, who's right? How do we pick? He said, what I do, he goes, when I have a case, and he said, and I've had many of them, because that's what he did. Like he did, like he filed cases, environmental cases, basically. He was an environmental attorney is what he did. So he would take the information from the experts and review it and go through it and cut out what made sense and didn't make sense and what was logic. Even if he isn't a doctor or whatever, you can still see by their studies what holds and what doesn't hold. You know what I mean? And that's what he wants to do. He wants to go through and like cut out some of these vaccines that they're giving kids.
Well, shit, man, there's proof of it. Like the Amish community,
yeah, exactly.
That's right there.
Yeah, and they're fine. There's no outbreaks. There's no, and that's the thing. Like, cause Trump's giving them like free reign. For the health, food, and drug. He's getting free reign. He's not giving them free reign on oil drilling and stuff like that. And he told him that. He said, I'll give, but his thing is I want to see the kids healthier. Like, I want to see immediate results with kids being healthier. Like, immediately. You know what I mean? And he's saying that it'll happen. Like, I guess, like, Canada doesn't allow a lot of things that we allow, and Fruit Loops is one of them.
I don't understand why we allow it.
I don't either.
Lobbyists.
Is it lobbyists, you think?
Yeah.
In the FDA and the CDC and all that stuff? I don't even know where that would be allowed. Would it be? Should that be allowed? Like, to deal with the FDA and stuff like that? Lobbyists, like, I could see they're going after congressmen and senators, but to go after, like, that's not an elected job. That's a appointed job, right? Don't you get hired to that job or something? That's not an elected job, is it?
Yeah, but who's over you is probably pushing it. You know what I'm saying? So whoever got that position, and the boss is like, yeah, let that one go through.
Yeah, but why? What would be the point? I don't understand.
Money.
No, but that's what he's saying. Like, I don't think Canada's selling less Fruit Loops than we are. You see what I'm saying? Because that's like Fruit Loops is a big one that they talk about.
Yeah, so what is the purpose of having that garbage in our shit?
Yeah, it makes it brighter and look better, they say. But he goes, I don't think they're selling more Fruit Loops in the United States than they are Canada. So per capita. So what would be the point? Like, well, it doesn't make sense to do that. If it doesn't sell more, why even risk it?
We'll say population control. Let's say that.
Yeah, I'm not arguing with that. I wouldn't argue with that.
And I ain't gonna say no names, but
that's what Dylan was telling me yesterday. He was apparently seen some. He's my news source now. Dylan is
your new news source.
He told me for every 2 seconds, 2 people in the world die and 4 are born. That's what he said. That's what, and he must have got the data from somewhere. He didn't just make it up.
Yeah,
YouTube video or something. Who knows?
Yeah, so they gotta
stop it all down.
Spike our Fruit Loops.
Something. Well, I mean, it is true though.
There's so many upper people that have been pushing that we got to deal with the population control.
Yes, there are a lot of that. Yeah, you do hear that a lot. And isn't your boy one of them?
I ain't saying no. I don't want to get kicked off again.
I think he's one of them.
He's
I think
a big one, yeah.
Yeah, I think he is. I think he's one of them, yeah. But, I mean, doesn't it seem like people are having less kids now or no?
Less
than they
kids?
were? Yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I
they
think
can't
so.
afford them, yeah.
When we were young, like everybody had 4 or 5 kids.
Yeah, and then before that era, there was 8.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's pretty common to be like 2 kids
people can't
now.
afford them like they used to. Our population is going to go down in years, for sure.
You think so?
Yeah. If you're having 8 kids, 5 kids, 6 kids, and then all of a sudden 2, 1, you know what I mean? Yeah, our population in 20 years is going to drop big.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Think about it.
I don't know.
How many people you know got 6 kids now?
Nobody. I don't know anyone. I'm trying to think.
Okay, now look at above our generation. How many people you know had 5, 6 brothers and sisters?
Yeah, no, there was a lot. Yeah, there was a lot.
So think about it. In 20 years, this is all just things in my head I'm just popping out. It ain't like factual.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, think about 20 years from now.
I agree. I think it seems that way. It seems like it should be that way.
Our population's going to drop a lot.
Yeah, especially, well, it depends, though, if people live longer because they're not getting cancer ridden by...
Yeah, but eventually it's going to catch up. But what I'm saying is, yeah, our population's going to drop. Like I said, it was 6, 8. That wasn't uncommon. You see somebody with 6 kids now, you're like, holy shit, I ain't seen nobody with 6 kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right, yeah.
But look above our generation. Like your dad, how many brothers and sisters do you have?
Well, 5, yeah, 5.
Okay, how many did your mom have?
Well, no, wait. 6. 6 he had.
Yeah, so, and how many people you know now? None.
Yeah.
So, think about it.
That was a lot to deal with, though. Like, my grandma, I feel bad for her, dude. Like, that was, like, my grandma dealing with them badass. My dad and his brothers were badass. Like, my poor grandma must have been, like, just fucking stressed out constantly. She had to have been. Like, could you imagine? Like, your kids are just out fucking stealing car parts and shit. Like, just, I mean, like, it's just, and fighting. And, I mean, every one of them, I think, have had to be bonded out of jail. And they've had to put their house up for it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. In fact, I think, if I remember right, I think, like, that was why she still owed on her house, because she had to put it up a couple times or something.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm still thinking about something. Maybe I'm wrong about that population thing.
Why?
because you figure they had 8 kids or 7 kids or 6 kids, and then them kids had kids. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. I really don't know.
But you get what I'm saying? Like, if you had 8, then them,
Well, the point is
then it drops down.
each person repeats themselves. So if it's each person has to be responsible for a kid, basically. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, is that why they want to push the gay thing? Like they want everybody to be gay so that they don't have kids?
Hey, that's an idea.
That might be what it is. That might make now.
You might have came on to something, right?
Is that what it is? Like we're going to make everybody gay, and then we'll have less population.
Yeah.
It could be, right?
Who knows? I don't. You know what? Nothing surprises me anymore. The way this world's going.
You know what's crazy to think about is that the next president. Not the next president, but a future president is a little kid right now.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Probably watching YouTube videos.
Yeah.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah, it'll be a future, bro. That wouldn't be the next one.
No, it wouldn't be the next one because hopefully that's J.D. Vance.
Then, future one, you could always say ain't even born yet.
Well, that's 100% true. But I'm saying right this minute, there's probably the future president, a future president of the United States is probably a little kid watching YouTube videos right this minute, Sunday morning, because they don't get up and watch cartoons like we did now.
No, I think they watch podcasts like Madhouse.
Because, I mean, on our Saturday cartoons were like, that was the world, man. You got up in the morning, Saturday cartoons.
You wouldn't get up early for school, but you get up early for them cartoons.
Oh, yeah, you had to. Saturday morning cartoons is where it was at. But now they're constantly stimulated with the videos and stuff like that.
I hate it.
It is. Oh, yeah, it's bad. It really is bad. It's not good for anybody.
It's almost like having an e-bike. I had to throw that in for my buddy at work.
An e-bike?
Yeah, it's almost like having an e-bike.
Yeah, it's like going on a bike, but you don't got a pedal.
Yeah. We'll go for a ride.
Yeah. And then they're like healthy, like they're like health nuts or freaks or whatever, but they're like
you got little
Ziploc
bags of nuts and shit.
As they're driving.
Yeah. On their e-bike, not getting no exercise.
Yeah, I can't believe how much pushback. It's hard to believe that Robert Kennedy gets that much pushback. But like they say he's like a weirdo, like he's just like a nuts job.
I like listening to him.
I think I don't like listening to him because the way he talks, that drives me nuts.
What is that?
I don't know, but my buddy Tom, his brother was like that too. His brother that passed last year or maybe this year, was like that. He had that same whatever it is. I'm not sure what it is because it wasn't always that way, I guess. So it comes about.
But I don't know. I like listening to him. When I'm saying listening, I don't like listening to his voice. I'm talking about what he's talking about.
No, he's spot on. Yeah, you could tell. I mean, and the guy's done that's like his whole life's work, basically. I mean, he knows certainly more than like frickin' one of the news reporters that are on there telling him that that's not true. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's the one who's actually put in the work behind it. I'm not saying he's a doctor, but
no.
He's definitely a lawyer that's went through everything and seen it. You don't have to
be a doctor to fucking research shit. You know what I mean?
But that was a good point that he brought up, though, is that the expert thing, it is like that. Everything you do, it's like there's a million experts. You never know. It's like COVID, like during the vaccine. There was all these people telling you that they're the experts, and they're saying, oh, you're not going to listen to the experts. And it's like, I didn't. I'm like, I'm not getting a vaccine. I didn't wear a mask if I didn't have to. Like, if a place required me to wear it to get in the building, and I had to get in the building, I would have done it. You know what I'm saying? I would have done it for sure. Does he, Bill? Is that true? Kennedy suffers from vaccine injury? Is that true? I know there's other people too that happens, but they say like somebody in the Congress right now, I think, has like a thing from polio when he was a kid or something.
But you remember when they had that vaccine shit going on, and they're all standing there in front of the cameras. And as soon as the cameras turned off, that they thought the cameras were turned off, they all took off their masks, started talking.
Oh yeah, same thing with remember
Such
Nancy
bullshit.
Pelosi getting her hair done at the hair place?
I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, she was getting when everything was shut down and you couldn't have hair appointments and stuff. She was meeting privately with her hairdressers getting her hair done. Like she was doing it without a mask, by the way. She didn't have a mask on there either. That whole thing was all bullshit because it was
They even knew it. They knew it was bullshit.
yeah, 100%.
And as old as they were, all standing there talking with the mask on, make sure you wear your mask. And then as soon as they thought the cameras were off, they're like, huh. And then they start talking like normal.
Right.
That's
right.
so fucked up.
It is horrible, especially when you're pushing it on the whole
Right.
country and everything.
And
like it's just,
mandating shit.
yeah, that's absolutely insane. I like that. I think it was Bill Burr that said something to the effect of, he said, if you don't think that you would have got, like, because you look back at history, he said, then you look at like Nazi Germany, you know, and you think, I wouldn't have freaking, you think that you'd like to think that you'd been on the right side of that.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He said, but this COVID thing just proved to us that that's not the case. Most of us wouldn't have been on it because
We fell
people
for
were,
it.
yeah, well, not just us, but like, I mean, I don't think I fell for it,
I
but,
didn't either.
but I mean, there was plenty of people like calling the police on me whenever there was a lot of cars in the parking lot and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I was having all kinds of issues with that type of stuff where they were just, they would come in and they would call the police. Then they would sit there and tell us that, you know, that they got calls because of people driving by,
They
that
cut
there
us
was,
off for using.
what's that?
They cut us off for smoking.
What now?
Look, come here.
TikTok cut us off for smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
You got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
So TikTok is not on right now because we smoked cigarettes?
Yeah, look.
I can't look at it, but so you're telling me it's gone. The feed's off
I guess.
because we're not, and it says because we smoked cigarettes? What the fuck? We're not allowed to smoke cigarettes on a feed.
That are legal.
What
Cigarettes
the
are-
hell is that?
Cigarettes are 100% legal.
What in the hell is that, dude? That's crazy.
I don't know. It looks like it's still on, though. We'll find out.
That is a bizarre. Does it say we have viewers? That would be the telltale if we're still on or not.
No.
No, we're probably not on TikTok. We went, for those that don't know, we were on TikTok Live today. We wanted to do a little side thing where you could kind of see in the studio from TikTok if you wanted to. And he's telling me that it just shut down because Guido's got it over there on his side. And it's saying that it shut us down because we were smoking cigarettes on TikTok. You can't smoke cigarettes.
I guess not.
Wow. And you're telling me that they don't see this is where things just have to go away. This just has to stop, dude. This is what I'm talking
might
about.
be on, though. I
The
don't know.
fact that anybody would have voted for anybody who's got that liberal control like that, like they want to do now, like because I mean Kamala was one that said it too. Like she said, you know, that we have to, you can't, and so did Hillary Clinton, by the way. You know, oh, the internet, you know, they can't just having people saying you got to be able to control what people are saying on there. That's what they said. Like flat out said it. You got to control what they said on there. Like freedom of speech isn't even a thing. Like that's not the very First Amendment. Like wild. I wonder what they would do if I pull out a gun.
They'll be like, run, Guido, run.
I mean, what the hell, dude? That's crazy. To me, that's insane.
I don't know if it shut it off. It just like gave us a warning, I guess. I don't know.
You got a warning? So they might kill our whole TikTok account?
Who knows?
They might. That's what happens when they do that. They give you a warning. I've had warnings like 3 times now, I think, because of you usually from like when you said the Oprah thing and the Bill Gates thing and stuff. They give me warnings.
I said alleged. No, I'm just
But I don't understand. If people are saying it in the news, why can't we say it? Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I mean, why can't we say what they're saying in the news? It's not like we're saying this is a fact, but we're saying we saw on the news, this is what they said.
Right.
Like, I mean.
Or not even the news, just like they was in a Like Gates was in that, what was it, college thing or something, and he had that big old tank with the mosquitoes in it. I was just talking about that, remember?
Yeah.
So he allegedly genetically enhanced the mosquitoes and had them in a tank. So,
Charlie Kirk, that's what his name is. Charlie Kirk. Yeah, supposedly he was going down to Mar-a-Lago for like a week to start setting up like for the education purposes. So if you've got him and dealing with the education system, you got I don't know what like role he would have in the White House, but he's advising Trump right now on what to do in the education system, and which maybe he may be saying put this person in charge, or I don't know what he's doing there, but he's going to spend the next week saying what he thinks they should help.
I think they should have Diddy do have a like a dance thing in prison.
A dance thing?
Yeah.
For what?
Just like to rehabilitate people.
You think no, what they should do, they should have Diddy put together the inauguration.
Holy shit. That dude.
I don't even know, dude. That's
you think he's going to make it much longer?
Who? Well, he's living his best life, isn't he, right now?
Well, I guess.
I mean, isn't he? I mean,
no.
He's probably spent. They just said the other day on something. They're like, yeah, he probably just spent his birthday like he spent every birthday.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
a lot of baby oil and shit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about baby oil. There might not be baby oil.
They'll figure out a way
to get it all going.
No, but I'm just saying, you think he's gonna last long in there?
Yeah, I would think. I think he's living his best life. I think.
I'm talking about, you know how people just disappear sometimes in there?
Oh, I don't know about that. No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that one.
What about Epstein?
Epstein disappeared, but I mean, that if I was Epstein, I would have killed myself if I was him. See, that's the thing that's my thing.
You think he really did?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think he probably did. I would have. That's all I'm saying. I would have. I wouldn't have wanted to face all that bullshit. If I did all that.
How though? He was.
Same with
the cameras are all turned off.
I'm not saying that they didn't say, yeah.
Let him do it?
Leave a rope in the corner or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they didn't do that. I'm just saying that he probably did it himself. That would be my guess, because I would have. I mean, just like Ariel Castro did it to himself. Oh, yeah. I mean, when you do that shit, who wants to face that shit? I don't want to face that shit. I wouldn't want to. If I freaking did something that disgusting, I wouldn't want to face it. Of course, I'm a person that wouldn't do that, so I guess that makes sense, I guess. But
to me, that's a person that's, what's that word where they're all in themselves?
Self-absorbed?
Yeah, that's not the word I'm looking for. Narcissistic? Yeah, he's not going to kill himself. That's how them people are.
I don't know. If you got to face all that, though, I don't know. Yeah, I'm one of those people that think Epstein probably did it to himself.
I don't.
If he had any kind of
how is it even possible? Just the timing, the cameras went off. He had stuff to do it. Like I'm saying, what did he use to hang himself? You're not supposed to have anything you could hang yourself.
I think they use like a sheet or something. I think
they got rubber ass mats. They ain't got no damn. Like, why would he? If you're wasn't he in a suicide thing?
I don't
Watch. Yeah, he was on Suicide Watch.
Was he?
Yeah.
They watched him commit suicide.
But I'm saying, how is it even possible?
I don't know. I think I would think that, you know, it's one of those situations where he's in there for how long, and eventually you get a move. You make a move. You know, you get just left alone long enough, or because people are crazy. Like, I know when we were one time we were like building this psych ward. Like we were building, like it was in Lorraine. It was like a 4-story addition, not an addition, but renovation of 4 floors on it would be on the east side of Lorraine Community Hospital. It's Mercy Health, but we were doing all 4 floors, and we would do one floor at a time. Then we'd have to do the next floor. Well, one of the floors that we did, they moved the psych patients into. Okay, but as we went in to do the next floor, we had to get some of the plumbing rearranged and stuff. So we'd have to go work on the psych ward. And, dude, we had to, like, bring in all our tools in a box, Like, we couldn't have razor knives next to us or anything. We had to have them all in a box, get in a room, lock ourselves in there, and then we could work. Because if they even get a split second to get a hold of a razor knife, they're getting it. You know what I'm saying? So it only takes like a split second of time, and they're going to do it. Yeah. If they want to do it.
But so happens the cameras went. That's all I'm saying. The cameras was all at the same time.
You say that. I don't know if I've ever heard that before.
Look it up.
I never heard that.
You never heard that?
I never did hear that the cameras went out. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that part. I believe it. I just don't. I believe that you could be right about it, but I have never heard that like anywhere on like a news story of any sort. Other than from you. That's the only one I ever heard that from.
The best news source.
But I mean, you know, the thing is, they keep doing with Trump too. They keep saying that it was all these podcasts that he did that got him there. You think that's true?
No,
I don't think so either. I think he won the election when he got shot.
No, I think he won the election when she was the candidate.
That getting shot though, dude, that was like that was some like badass shit what he did. That was badass. I mean, that's the thing with him. He's so resilient. Like, he just don't fucking quit ever. Never stops. Shot, and he's fucking jumps up, shooting his arm. I mean, you got to feel a little safer when that guy's in charge, right? He says he's going to put out that Epstein list, by the way.
Good.
He says he's going to put it out. And he says he's going to put out the JFK thing, too.
Yeah, and he needs to put out the Epstein thing, too.
Yeah, and the Martin Luther King, too.
What was that one before Epstein?
Weinstein.
Damn, what's up with them? Epstein, Weinstein? You get them confused.
It's because the Jewish people, man, they seem to be the ones that are in charge of everything. I mean, it's not like... I mean, they're just in that community, like in the Hollywood community, the business own, like
right.
There's a lot of them, like, and it's just they're very community oriented. So a lot of them are like take care of each other. So there becomes more and more of them in the, you know what I mean?
In that group,
yeah,
the upper group.
I think the rest of the world could learn from that to take care of each other like that, the way they do. You know what I mean? They give their kids a good start.
There's always something in the closet.
I don't know. There's a lot of Jewish people that run the world that are involved in business and Hollywood and everything else. Yeah. And there's only like 3 or 4 that ended up on the news. So, I mean, out of thousands. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a law of averages at that point. You know what I mean? That's just...
And they're so high up in the spotlight, too. That's what makes it more... noticeable.
Yeah, right. I'm not one of those. Although I do believe more in conspiracies than I probably ever did in my life. After that, like reading that book, that chaos book with the MK Ultra and all that stuff, and it's just
you're so conspiracy theorist.
I just don't think that. I don't think that people at their core are just pure evil. I don't think.
Shit,
I don't think that people are at their core. Well, that's what Troy Thompson says. The same thing. Like. He thinks people at their core are just pure evil.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me to think. That's sad to even have that thought.
I've seen it so many times. And then the fakeness of it is so crazy. Like, you buy into it, and then all of a sudden you see it. It just pops up at you. You're like, damn, I didn't see that this whole time? Yeah.
Oh, like you mean like his son gets on his lap and says we do whatever we want quietly?
I don't know. But what I'm saying is just in general, like you just people you know in your life, and you just realize how they're not what you thought they were. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
And then you really just see all the nastiness, and it's like, ugh.
Yeah. I guess. I don't think that... I think that everybody... I don't think that... I think most people want to do good for themselves, but I don't think they want to do bad for anyone else. But they would take from you to do good for themselves, right. I think. I do believe that happens. But I think at the core, I think most people are good people, I think. Or want to be good people, at least. No?
Nah.
Do you think they want to be, like, they just want to be evil? They just want to do nasty shit?
I ain't going to say a lot of people. I'm just saying, if you took about 12, I bet there's about 4.
Yeah, maybe. I wouldn't disagree with that. I wouldn't disagree. Troy seems to think it's everyone has it. He does. I don't. I wonder what demons are going on in him. So I say that to him, like, dude, you got a lot of demons going on there, or something.
Everybody does. He ain't no different.
That's what he said. That's what he said. You know,
he's got demons. We all do, but not to the core. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they're not. There's people where I just one day just see it all come out, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna back away from this motherfucker.
Yeah, right. Yeah, evilness.
Yeah,
you back away from everybody all the time.
That's
you
you
like to cut people out. That's your thing. Yeah. You're just like, come out.
Yeah, when you get tired of it, you just get tired of it. Shit, what? That's like putting spoiled milk in the refrigerator. Why would you do that? I don't get it.
So you don't have to stink up the garbage or whatever. You know?
So what? You put it in the refrigerator just till your garbage day?
I don't know. I wouldn't do that.
Exactly. So
I wouldn't put it back in the refrigerator after it's spoiled.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't think. I'm not saying I wouldn't. I might would do that. I might be like, oof, and stick it right back in. I probably would, honestly. If I'm being honest, I probably would.
Well, I'm just saying.
In fact, I just did it with crab legs downstairs. So Scotty bought crab legs, last year at Christmas. And we had them in the freezer back there. And Joe asked me if I had any. I said, I don't. And I said, but I do have Scotty's back there. I could just, sell you those and then replenish them. And I pulled them out, and they stunk. Like, they have, like, an odor to them. Like, they've never had that before. So it's like, clearly they're bad. And I put them back in the freezer. I need to go get them out of there. I thought about that last night. Why did I stick them back in there? I should have just threw them in a dumpster.
So you got my point, right?
Yeah, I definitely did.
But here's the thing. You put them in the refrigerator, right? Uh-huh. And you still got to throw them out. Mm-hmm. That's my point.
I forget where we were even going with this.
About people.
That we put people in the refrigerator?
Yeah, if they stink.
That's too much. Put the stinky fuckers in the refrigerator. Yeah. That's the way we do it.
Throw them away tomorrow.
See ya.
But yeah, I don't know. I give people too many chances, and I think that's the problem. And then once it just aggravates me so bad, then I'm done.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So.
Well, I think that I think the people we grew up with were different. Anyways, they're not like.
They had so much potential. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Just so much potential.
All of them. I mean, there's so many that I can like. It's like like just smart.
List,
like,
but yeah, just fucked up. I'm like, what the fuck, and just wasting my time with them so long. Then finally, I just say, I'm done.
Did you ever see that? Did you watch Hillbilly Elegy yet or no?
Hell no.
That's a good movie, actually. It's J.D. Vance, our vice president, or soon-to-be vice president. He was raised here in Ohio, in Middleton, I think, or Middletown or something like that, by his grandma. And that was one of his grandma's things. Like, she comes home, and she's got, like, the groceries, She said, any one of you lazy asses want to give me a hand getting these groceries in? And JD jumps down. It's his grandma. He and his two friends just staring at him. She made him get the fuck out. She told him he ain't allowed to have them for friends no more. She said they're pieces of shit. Just stay away from them. You know what I mean? Right. And that's probably what should have happened with some of my friends growing up.
Definitely, 100%.
But a lot of my friends, like when I seen that, I'm like, my friends weren't like that. My friends would have helped them with the groceries, but they were pieces of shit anyway. Yeah, but they still would have done that.
So when you're using her thing, I just don't. My friends would have helped too.
My friends would have too.
They've been there before me.
But how bad were those kids if they wouldn't have helped? Like that's what I think. Like what was wrong with those kids? Because my friends would have. Like most of my friends were pretty good around parents. Like they're pretty
fake.
Yeah. They knew how to handle the parents.
Right.
If you can't handle the parent situations, you're really fucked up.
Right.
I mean,
you had that friend that was your parents loved, and you're like, that's the biggest piece of shit friend I got.
I'm trying to think.
There's one of them. Think about it.
I don't know if I do. I really don't know.
I got a friend, and he used to come over, and my mom loved him. And I'm like, this dude's the biggest turd I know. But I never said that. I just let her believe that he was great.
I definitely had friends where my mom thought that they were like trouble and they were the problem, but
Those were the best ones.
and they were probably just going along with shit I had put them up to.
So you're a shitty friend.
But my mom definitely was throwing it out to them like it was on them,
Yeah.
like they're the assholes and they weren't.
When I would do shit, my mom would never blame it on my friends. She was like, that was you. You did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wouldn't blame my friends.
But I got caught for I got in so much trouble when I was a kid. Troy even said, he goes, dude, you weren't worse than me, but you got caught for everything. And it's
So
like,
you was
it is.
dumb.
What no, it's not that I was dumb. I didn't give a shit.
Right.
To this day, I'm the person that, and probably not to this day. I
And
would
probably
say.
if she asked you, you're like, yeah, I did it.
Yeah, I would weigh things out. Like I would literally go, okay, like I'd be at home and grounded, okay? And I knew if I left, 'cause she's at work or whatever, school, whatever the situation was. And I know if I leave, I'm getting my ass whooped.
You're like, the ass whooping or this girl down the street. I'm going down the street.
Right, there you go. I weighed it out. I always weighed it out. Sometimes I decided, nah, it ain't worth it. Most of the time, I'll take the ass whipping. I didn't care. You know what I mean? That's just how I was. So it wasn't so much that I was getting caught from being dumb. It was just like I didn't give a shit. Like and like you say, I would just, I would flat out tell her the truth about it. Like, yeah, I did. But she would accuse me of shit I didn't do too, which pissed me off. That happened a lot.
Yeah, usually my mom was 100% spot on.
Yeah, my mom was pretty close, but I mean, at least 3 occasions I know of, like shit that she accused me of that I had nothing to do with. Like shit would hit the newspaper. My mom would be like, "Where was you at? You wasn't home last night." She didn't fuck around, man. She was a nut when it came to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it I don't know. I want to do. I want to get more interviews going. We need to start just scheduling them and making it happen, regardless. Interviews do well. We need to get involved with, like, we definitely need to get Ray Carrion up here. We've been saying that forever, and we haven't done it yet. We just need to reach out and get him.
Yeah, he'd do it.
Don Fuzzi's supposed to come in. He's supposed to get a hold of me. I just finished his book, which is right back here. It's called Motivate Me. That's his newest book. It's kind of a cool story. It's actually like it's kind of like his life story, but he has each chapter. So real short chapters too, easy read but interesting. But each chapter that's in it, he basically gives you a quote. You know what I mean? Like, and like a lesson that he learned from it, or why he thinks that sticks. Like, if I pull up, I'll go to this one right now. Like, one of them is success. Success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just things that came to him throughout life. You know what I mean? Priorities. Either you run the day or the day runs you. But then he gives you an example of when that happened to him in his life. So it's kind of cool because he is, somebody who's living his life at his own terms, which is pretty cool. You know what I mean? Especially because he's a rock star of some sort. You know what I mean? And eats good, eats healthy. I mean, looks good for his age. He's older than I am. He looks a lot healthier. That's for sure.
Ain't saying much.
A lot healthier. So, I mean, I think that's going to be a good interview. I want to get him in here. We're supposed to, and I don't know exactly what the details of it exactly are. I'm waiting to hear from Marcus. We're supposed to talk this afternoon. But we're supposed to have a Browns party here, like probably like the last game or the last away game, something to that effect. And he's working on trying to get us some ex-Browns players in here, which would be cool. We can interview them too, have them come up and do an interview with them.
Yeah.
And he wants me to do a sports podcast too, which, he added us already in. So I don't know if I might just do it. I think I'm going to do it under Bar Talk, but just bring somebody in to do the sports with it, like a segment, maybe a shorter segment that's just for sports that might even connect into the show for the day. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I got to get on that. I got to get that figured out because he kind of added us in that whole thing, and it's like, okay.
Hey, I ain't into it, as in, like, I don't know much about sports. And I'm realistic. I don't sit here and act like I know what I'm talking about.
But the Cavaliers, dude, have you seen it?
No.
They're 11-0.
I know. I did see that.
I mean, how can you not see that? That's
But anyways,
exciting.
What I'm saying is, but I did really like the people we met out there.
Oh yeah, good group of people. Oh, everybody that was out there was great. Yeah.
That's
for
what I'm
sure.
saying. So the sports part of it, I like sports. I just ain't had time to involve myself into watching and spending the time in it.
I'm finding out that you can't watch the Cavs on YouTube TV. What's that about?
I don't know.
I've watched them before, I thought, on YouTube TV, but maybe I haven't. And I'm trying to watch them. We were actually at Joey's whenever you guys were working on the concrete over there. When you guys were out there, we're trying to put the Cavs game on at his house, and he's like, no, you can't because it's YouTube TV, which is what I got. Mm. And I'm like, going through, it just won't come up. You
but
cannot.
You know what? Here's something about that. If I went somewhere, just say the roles were turned, I'd have been out there helping you.
Helping you do what? Drive the Bobcat or drive the Bobcat?
Rake a little something. The fuck? Like I said, if you was out there in the time things were turned, I'd have been out there helping you.
I just want to see Joey's house. I ain't seen it yet.
Well, you went in there. You was there an hour. Well, shit, probably 2 hours before we got there.
No, not 2 hours before you got there. Maybe an hour before you got there. Hour and a half.
What was
maybe.
you looking in the closets and shit? You
No,
don't
we
need to
were
look
out
at
back. We had a fire going out back. We were out
I know, I
back.
seen it.
That fire pit is nice. Do you see
I
it?
seen
It's
it.
huge, man. You could
Yeah,
put
I
a
seen
tree in that son of a bitch.
I seen
That was nice.
I walked
Yeah,
back
like
there
that.
actually to look for you, but you wasn't there.
Oh yeah. Then I was probably looking in the
having
closets.
cocktails and shit. The fuck?
I really didn't drink. I did open up one beer and drank it, and I didn't finish it.
It came out really nice.
The driveway did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering because I texted him. I said, how the driveway came out, and he just texted me back, ha 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 ha. Yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah, he's a little weird.
No, no, he did text that back, and then he goes, "Just fucking with you. This looks amazing." That's what he said.
It came out really
But that was his first response was that, and I go, "What the fuck? Oh, this ain't good."
Yeah, that dude's cool. He's real cool.
Yeah, Joey. His
dad's cool too, man.
Yeah, Joe's real good. He's the one I got those neuro mints for, or neuro gum. Like I've been chewing. I sent him to his house. He thought he accidentally ordered him and his wife just chewing them. They had no idea it wasn't just regular gum. They're just chewing away, you know what I mean? But he said he'd been having like focusing issues and like things like that, you know what I mean? He's getting old. Who knows? Probably might get old timers or something. I don't know.
I've had it since I
Alzheimer's.
was fucking 16. That's
Dude, I feel like I might get it because I don't feel like my memory's like what it should be.
Oh, my memory's been messed up since I was 14, 12.
I was like you watch like well, Joe Rogan is a perfect example. You watch him on his show, dude, he can sit and talk about everything and remember every conversation from his other podcast, and like it's all locked in there. It's like my mind ain't doing that no more. Not like that. Like I literally can have a conversation on the podcast like a month ago and forget I had it or not even be able to recall exactly what the details of it were.
Is that why you contradict yourself so much?
Do I contradict myself?
I don't know. So,
I try not to.
Listen, I wouldn't even remember if you did.
I know there's been multiple times though for sure that I've said I go to bring something up and you're like, oh, we talked about that already. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, no, we haven't. What are you talking about?
There is times that I was right though.
There has been, yeah, for sure. But I know for sure. I'm like maybe I did.
No,
because I don't trust my mind.
My thing is, we might be talking about it in the other room before the podcast. So when it just if it was 2 weeks ago, then when we come in here, I'm like, yeah, we just talked about that 2 weeks ago, and I think it was on here.
Yeah, but it was. And that's the whole point. Like that's what we brought the whole thing into because we thought that the conversations we would just having on here on Sunday mornings would just be decent, conversations to do on a podcast.
All right, so eventually we're gonna have to stop and get away from that political shit.
It's over now. I mean, that's a wrap, I think. But I mean, it's
the shit's gonna pop up. That ain't what I'm saying.
Yeah, the big part of it is gone. You don't have nothing to talk about anymore at this point. I mean, it's just a matter of what they do and if they do it cool. You know, it'd be great if he does what he says he's going to do. If he limits how much government is being spent. If he gets tariffs that he directly forces, other countries. That's like I was having a conversation with Keith about that. And Keith goes, yeah, because it's going to raise prices. And then what are we going to do? And it's like, Well, I think that because he says, "Oh, America has to build up to do it," and it's like I don't think that's true. I think we're developing. A lot of those things are being built. For instance, a car. Cars are being built in the United States, and people are still shipping them in overseas. And if there's a bigger tariff and they're too expensive, people will buy the American cars that are made here, or brooms that are made here, or you know what I mean. For the most part, everything that they're making overseas.
Yeah, but
we
I
either
think,
make or have portions of it here.
I think his thing about tariffs is he's trying to tariff everything in it.
No. No, not at all. No, well, the problem is like his thing is like, for instance, China gets a tax for 200%. That's what they charge. If you want to buy an American car in China, it was tariff 200%. They actually charge a 200% tax. That's why there's no American cars in China. Why don't we do that back to them? Because they're shipping the fuck out of cars here and they're doing it for free. Doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? No, he's not trying to do it at everything across the board. Certainly, I think, if I remember right, I think there is like a 10% across the board. And then it starts fluctuating, depending on what you do.
So you're paying 10% more for that product anyways.
Yeah, maybe.
So how's that?
But
it's like,
again, everything that he's doing is an intention for you to start making in the United States. Like, for instance, we put a tariff on Toyota. They've had it for years. It's not nothing new. That's why they build Toyotas in the United States, because it's cheaper than the tariffs. They can build them here in the United States cheaper and sell them. So there's a perfect example. Is a Toyota Tacoma too expensive to buy? Because it's cheaper than a fucking Ford, or at least in the same price range as a Ford. So I mean, that's the point of it, is to bring manufacturing back so it doesn't walk away. And I believe wholeheartedly that we need to do this right now. And the reason I think we need to do it is because I think they're gonna the robot thing that's going on right now. I believe that manufacturing is going to essentially be robotic almost 100% real soon. Like, you're not even going to see any robots or any workers in factories. It's just going to straight be robots. And I'm not saying I'm not saying it's next year, but it might be within the next 20. Well, and if that happens and they already have the manufacturing, now we're shipping shit in and labor cost isn't even in effect. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't even make, like, so if we don't get manufacturing robotics here in the U.S., I mean, I think that's a huge for us.
I think tech, computer techs and stuff like that. If you're going to college, that's what you need to be going for, robotics, shit like that.
Maybe, but the thing is, like, yeah, because that you don't know, dude. It's like they were saying for years it was coding. Coding was all you should go to college for. Coding for computers, you know. Sounds right? Now AI exists. AI just does all the coding.
Well, somebody probably had a lot of, by the time they retired, they was good.
But you see what I'm saying? AI now will do it. You won't even need to code. Now, I mean, AI will code anything you need it to do. They'll just do it with AI.
I don't know. AI is a scary thing, too.
What do you think we did when we did have slaves? Like, what did we do?
What do you mean? We wasn't existing. That's what we did.
Not us, but I'm saying, like, people that weren't slaves, like white people. What did they do?
I don't know.
I mean, they didn't have to do any of the work, right? So what did they do?
Mm-hmm.
If robots come in, we're going to be the same thing.
Not everybody had slaves.
Well, I mean, a lot of them did, didn't they?
No, hell no.
No?
No. I think that was just
the farmers?
I don't think it was just the farmers. It might have been a percentage, very small. Well, not even so very, very small, but yeah, there wasn't.
So was there contractors that built houses that had slaves?
I don't know.
The answer to that is yes, because that's how the White House was built.
Well, there you go. Why ask a question if you knew the answer?
So my point is that what are you going to do? What is everybody going to do when robots take over?
I probably won't exist when that happens.
I don't know, dude. Elon Musk said he thinks that in 10 to 20 years, there'll be more robots than humans on Earth.
They're probably now.
That's what he thinks.
Who cares?
I care a little bit.
We all adjust to what's going on.
But how do you make money, though? How do you survive, is what I'm saying. If you're slave, or if you got robots going. Like when it was slaves, yeah, you were making money off your slave. What do you do when it's robot? Do you just have a robot that goes to work for you? Is that what happens?
I ain't gonna be here when all that takes effect. I don't know. I don't care.
You think you're not. This shit's going faster than you think.
They'll always need concrete drivers.
Not really.
In my life.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I agree with that.
Get the hell out of here.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Well, by then, I'll be retired or dead, so I don't care.
You say they're going to put a U.S. fair, like they're going to do a World Fair in 3 years? For the 250th anniversary of the United States, we're going to do a World Fair again. Dude, Elon Musk shows up in a fucking suit, like a what is that? What was that? Iron Man suit? I'm out.
Your imagination's really taking over on this shit.
I don't know, dude. Those whole world fairs, that was the thing. It was always the newest and latest technology. So, I mean, I gotta believe that there's gonna be some shit involved in there, right? Like, there's got to be something crazy in there.
Of course, but so what?
And Elon Musk has to be at the center of that because that's what he is. He's the big inventor of this time. I'm sure he comes up with the big thing. I think he shows up in Iron Man.
Is he American?
No.
Yeah, so why would he be involved in anything in the presidency?
He's an American citizen now, but yeah, he was born in South Africa, I think.
Yeah, so I don't think he should be in anything in the White House.
That's just the president, I think. I think you could be a foreigner and be in the Senate and House and all that stuff, I think.
I agree, but I don't agree. I agree you're right.
That's the law, you mean?
Yeah, because, that's why Arnold Schwarzenegger couldn't run for president.
Right, but he was governor.
Right.
Yeah, he was a Republican too, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
That was California. He was Republican. Mm-hmm. Reagan was a Republican. He was in California. Of course, I don't know if he was a Republican when he was a governor or not. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm curious. Yeah, there was a nice red wave, though. That's all I'm saying.
I hope that's all you say.
No, but I want to know about those votes, dude. I'm telling you. I said it right from the beginning.
But who cares at this point?
I care.
Why?
If 20 million votes were just snuck into the ballots because they were doing that, yeah, that's fucked up, dude. I care about that.
It doesn't matter. You're never going to get that answer. So why just keep dwelling on it?
Okay, so then it happens next year in our next election, and that's okay?
Because there was so much people looking into it, they won't allow that to happen.
They forget. They forget. That's what happens. People forget.
They'll forget. You're just trying to remind them all?
Well, I know. I don't know how it was before, but
Wait.
Pazega was parked basically over there watching the ballot box the whole time.
Yeah,
like he was getting super overtime,
You know why?
just parked there watching.
Because of us.
Because
He should thank us for that.
For the overtime?
Yeah, come buy us a drink, buddy.
Because of when we turned on Provenza, when we put Provenza's pictures out there.
We, nothing.
You was on a podcast with me.
I didn't put nothing out, but look, there ain't no mouse in your pocket. Don't be trying to put me in your shit.
You was on screen with me. You was on all the news channels, everything.
Oh, I'm scared, but I'm gonna say this to protect myself.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, you got it.
That's when I decided I had to get the screens up with the bar talk and stuff behind it. Because when we did that podcast, it ended up on all the news channels, and it looked so generic. I was like, this is stupid.
Yeah, damn it.
Where's my advertising?
We went the generic black and white labels.
Right. Yeah, that sucked. I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
And then she cut out my shirt. When she came and did the interview, she cut out my shirt. That was bullshit.
Cut my shirt off. Or you should have jumped up a little bit.
Yeah, something, right? Do something. I saw that too. Elon Musk said he's going to find out if Saturday Night Live's really live or not.
See, that's stupid. Like, who cares?
He said he's going to find out. He said when they put me, because I'm going on.
Because it's probably 10 minutes or like a 5-minute gap. That's just in case people cuss and they, you know what I'm saying? They could still edit it without.
But wait till you hear what he said. He said, I'm going to pull my cock out. If you guys see my cock, it's live. I swear to God, that's what he said. Who does that, dude? Who says shit like that?
More and more I ain't liking them.
mean, who says that shit? That's crazy.
He's got too much money.
Yeah, he got too much money. He got fuck you money to the world. Fuck you money.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got true debt. But you see that they're trying to throw him in jail in Europe. They want to arrest him
For what?
for allowing what they don't feel should be allowed on Twitter, on X. They're basically assaulting like free speech, but they're saying like they're basically saying he's allowing too much on there.
So what is that in Europe?
Yeah, Europe.
Well, the money he got, he can buy Europe.
He probably could. You're probably not wrong.
But what I'm saying is, he. they
But
ain't
see,
gonna
how does
arrest
that handle though? How do you handle that? Like, so if Brazil has laws that don't allow free speech like America, or Europe has laws that don't allow free speech like America,
What do you mean? How do you handle it? That's their thing.
but how do you handle that? Like, how can they come arrest an American company for putting something on an internet platform because your users are using it in your area?
What if he goes to their country, he'd probably be arrested. But if he's here, they can't do nothing to him.
Right, that's what I think. But they're saying that they're actually wanting to arrest him. Like, I don't know how that works. Like, does Interpol show up and just like arrest him?
Hell no. No.
I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
But it does lead to like, I don't know, like some countries probably don't allow porn. Aren't they able to
bootleg it, kind of.
No, not bootleg it. Isn't the government in their countries able to like stop it from coming through on the devices, or no?
I don't know. I think North Korea's got theirs all blocked and shit.
Yeah, like, so if they can do that, I mean, how do they? I don't understand it. I guess how I don't understand.
And I don't think North Korea is that advanced either.
Yeah, it doesn't seem. Well, I don't know. They got all the missiles and stuff. Rocket Man.
Yeah, okay. But anyways, I don't think he's a threat.
Who, him? Oh, he's a threat.
To around him.
No, he's a threat.
Yeah.
He's a threat. To think he's not a threat with that many rockets, you're crazy.
They ain't gonna let him get that big. Are you crazy?
You don't even have to be that big, dude. You get somebody that has the desire. It's just like 9/11. I mean, it don't take. I mean, those guys did it with a box cutter. They took out planes and turned them into bombs. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's actually got missiles and rockets and stuff. All he's got to do is try and figure out a way to get them to the United States, or get it to somebody that'll get it in the United States. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, he's a threat. Anybody who's got something like that going on is a threat. Period. They are. They just are. Especially when they're like, that guy's like delusional or something, right? I mean, he's just.
You don't hear much about him now.
No, that was the biggest. That's what they said. Obama told Trump when he came in that was the biggest threat to this world was Kim Jong-un, and Trump checked him quick. Like, that was never even an issue after Trump got in office. I haven't even heard back from him since then. And I'm not saying he checked him, like, not saying they dogged him, but I mean, they wouldn't even go talk to him. He went there and talked to him. You know what I mean? Yeah. Said, hey, let's straighten this out. Let's fix it. Let's, you know what I mean? See how things are and figure out what to do, and did it right, I think. My thing is, my biggest takeaway from this presidency, no matter what, is that if he does end the wars and stuff, people need to research how he's, handling the wars. The rest of the country to stop the wars from happening, because if he does do what he says, that's huge. I mean, how many people are dying in these countries, and all the stuff going on in Israel, and and Gaza and everything? This shit's out of hand. They did arrest somebody in Iran. Did you see that? And Iranians in the U.S. Well, they were United States citizens that were. They were United States citizens that were contracted, I guess. I think they were contracted by Iran to try and kill Trump. Yeah, true story, and other people too. There's some woman that's from Iran that basically goes out and talks against them, and they want her dead too. So they went to her house. That's how they caught her. They were at her old address in the Bronx, and that's how they caught him, I guess. And then and Trump was on their list too, of people to assassinate. They're gonna. That's the other thing with him trying to shake everything up. What's the odds that they don't try to assassinate him? I mean, they've already tried twice, dude. Is it just going to be like assassination attempt after assassination attempt until they get him? You don't know?
No, I don't know.
But it seems right?
I don't know. I wouldn't want to see that with anybody in the office.
But I mean, they're shaking. I mean, it seems like if you start shaking the tree, you know what I mean? Seems like that's what happened, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, have you ever seen that at his one speech that he gives in the room and everybody gets an envelope? Did you see that?
Yeah.
Like Hillary and everybody, and they all like
got this weird look on their face.
Their face was like, "Fuck." What was that? I wonder.
Look it up. I wonder if anything ever came out.
I've never heard anything about what that is, but I'm curious what that was. What was in those envelopes? Because they all like fucking.
They kind of talk to each other about it.
Yeah, it didn't look like it was something good. I doubt it was just a middle finger.
It might have been.
It's possible. It's Trump.
And they'd have been like, look at this asshole, put this shit on there. Yeah.
I mean, it is a guy that went and worked at McDonald's for no reason, just other than to just.
And then the garbage truck. Jesus.
I love it. I love the trolling was great. There's not going to be no more Trump rallies. That's it. They're over now.
That might be a good thing.
Yeah, they're over now. Trump rallies are over. Yeah.
I just didn't like all the divided. Jesus. It's horrible.
Do you blame that on Trump?
Some of it.
Do you?
Like the trolling.
The trolling and shit like that, you think? Yeah.
That antagonized a lot of people.
Yeah. I don't understand how he got 2 million less votes. I'm never going to let that go. That stresses me out.
Doesn't matter.
It matters.
Don't.
It fucking matters.
It
definitely matters. It matters to me, for sure.
Okay.
I've been struggling for 4 fucking years, dude. It matters to me.
I think that's if it was, it ended it. You know what I'm saying?
The ability to do it again. Yeah, you may very well be right. I mean, there is the argument that was like the mail-in ballots because everybody was in the COVID situation, but the odds of it being 15 million more votes, that's just the odds that Trump gets 2 million less votes this year than 4 years ago and wins the election. That's pretty weird, dude. You gotta at least go, what the fuck? That don't add up. I mean, math ain't mathing, period. You know what I mean? And math, that's what math does. It maths, you know?
It adds.
Yeah, it always comes together. Like math works, period. And math ain't mathing. And I don't care what anybody says.
Like I said, if it was true, it'd make it very, very hard to do it again. Because now people watching different.
Possibly, yeah.
Just like across the street. Let's go to a smaller platform on it.
What do you mean?
Where's that cop stationed? Matt.
Right in front of the ballot box.
Exactly.
Yeah, right there.
So does that make it harder for them to sneak over here and have a couple of drinks?
Well, yeah, it does. For
okay,
sure.
so now they corrected that problem. There's somebody there watching it.
Yeah, Tia said that because they had a camera on it the whole time, remember?
Right,
and Tia told us that it was aimed at the tree and not the ballot box. Remember? She told us that?
Yeah. There's a lot more to that thing than it stopped, and then it's like, oh, it's just
camera don't
allowed to and all this bullshit. Listen, that was sketchy.
Cameras aren't just aimed up in the air.
That's been
30 feet in the air.
That's been pointed somewhere else for how many years?
That isn't a remote camera either. It's not like they have a remote and they can just adjust it however the hell they want.
So what I'm saying is, you see how they corrected that? That's on a smaller level is what I'm talking about. Now on the bigger level, they've corrected it. Let's not say corrected, but they made it harder.
I worry about that Dominion. Well, not Dominion. I don't specifically want to call out Dominion, but I worry about the digital like recorders for that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like the instead of like a paper ballot, which is crazy because that's the other thing that other countries use paper ballots and they have their votes in that night. no problem.
We got computers and it takes a while.
Yeah, that's weird, right? So there's no argument to say it's faster.
Some of them other countries are smaller, though.
But we always had paper until the hanging Chad thing happened in Florida.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, it's like everybody went to these computer systems. And computer systems can just be hacked. So that's the thing I don't like about that. Like, they can be hacked. A computer can be hacked.
Oh, definitely.
No matter what. That can happen.
But what I'm saying is, like I said, like you're stuck on that a little bit. And I think if it happened, it's pretty much watched now. It'll be harder to, you know what I'm saying?
And not only that, I honestly believe that that having Trump back this way is far better than if he would have continued his administration the way it was. Like, this reset that he's got going on, because he said, like, when he first got in, he wasn't even sure he was going to win, and then he had to rely on other people, really didn't know who to get, and, like, it didn't have, like, that political, like, background to know, and he's like, I know who I want this time. I know what I'm doing this time. And
that was Kennedy that was saying that.
Yeah. But if you look at that, if you look at what he's got going on and the people he's surrounding himself with, like that Tulsi Gabbard, you know, too, that was on, she was the VP that was going to run with Robert Kennedy, the one that had the white streak in her hair. I'd like to see her be like Secretary of State. I think she would be a great Secretary of State. But I mean, I think he's got a way better
game plan,
posse squad. I like the squad he's got now, for sure. I definitely would think he's going to have a far better squad than he ever had whenever. So we do benefit from it, honestly. I think we will actually end up benefiting from it. Ukraine didn't, because they don't have any buildings left and they've lost huge amounts of people, you know.
Right.
Same with Russia. Russia, too, you know. I mean, they didn't benefit from it. There was no benefits for them. But I don't know. That's just... I still don't like that. I don't like that the votes don't add up. Math ain't math, and that's all I'm saying. Doesn't work for me. I'm not happy about it at all.
Oh, like I said, it's addressed. Let's put it that way.
It seems like it did. Like, elections actually worked. It seems like, yeah.
But every side's going to say that when the other side wins.
No, you know what? Nobody's saying anything wrong on the other side this time. They're not. Nobody. They're all accepting the results. Now, I'm not saying that. I mean, that it's shitty in the same sense, because it's like, because we didn't accept the results last time. You know what I mean? But there also was like fucking 20 million votes more than the time before. So I mean, but they are accepting it. Like, everyone they said that America spoke, and that's it, and they're moving on from it. So I think that there's a chance that you actually are going to see some unity come back. I hope, I pray. That's what I want anyway. I'd like to see that, and I'd also like to see that these like. All these polls, like, I'm sick of hearing it. Like, the blacks voted this, the women voted that, the Hispanics voted that, the Muslims voted. It's stupid, dude. It's like I mean, if they were talking about like neighborhoods, or, I mean, people are people, dude. Black people don't think like the black guy next to them. White people don't think like the white guy next to them, and women don't think like the woman next to them. You know what I'm saying? Well, women might, though. They might be right on that one.
I'm talking about just American people. It's just,
well, that's their thing, though. That's what they do. They're like demographically.
People are purposely dividing people.
Yes, absolutely, yes. And that's their whole thing.
And that's what I think the biggest problem with Trump is.
That he's dividing?
He's dividing.
I don't think he is. I think, you know what I like about Trump is that Trump doesn't sit up there and argue with people when they call him racist. Because clearly he's not. This is a man who spent his whole life with black friends in black society. I mean, he was the guy that stuck up for. By the way, Michael Jackson, when he was charged with that, Trump's the one that came out and said, "I don't believe it's true." He lived next door to Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson had a unit in his
but
in
he
his
was
building.
White.
I mean. He's never he helped out Tyson. That's why Tyson goes after him. He's never once been considered a racist until he ran on the Republican ticket. All of a sudden, he was racist. I mean, and
he does say some racist stuff.
What does he say?
I don't know. I ain't got it in front of me.
He talks facts, and they don't like it. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. He says facts, and they don't like it. He doesn't say racist shit. The reason they call the most racist thing is that he says they're letting criminals and rapists come across the border. But he's not saying Mexicans are all criminals.
No,
He's just saying that they're coming across the border and they're allowing it to happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's not racist. It's just not. Or they said in North Carolina, he said that there's good people on both sides of the aisle or on both sides of the argument. And they try to claim that he's talking about the Ku Klux Klan. And what they leave out of that sentence is his very next sentence. He goes, I'm not saying Ku Klux Klan are good. But they leave that out. That it's just not there. It doesn't exist. It's out of there, just like Elon Musk's kid saying, we have SpaceX and we quietly do whatever we want. It's just gone. It's not in the whole document when it comes out. And it just doesn't.
So you're telling me in this presidential election, it wasn't the most divided in this country?
I don't believe it had anything to do with Trump. They used it. They're the ones who called Trump a racist. Trump never came out and said he's not that there wasn't racism.
There wasn't
he wasn't a racist. He didn't even argue with them about it. He just let it roll.
Okay, what about some of the stuff he said? Just like what was the guy that was captured? You didn't think that was rude and kind of fucked up? You didn't think when he said
who? John McCain?
Yeah.
When he said John McCain, I prefer people that didn't get captured?
Yeah. You didn't think that was kind of fucked up?
I'm not saying it's not racist. John McCain was white.
That isn't what I'm saying. I'm just saying there's some of the shit he said that was like real dividing. Like that would turn you against him. And then another thing was, this is just, I ain't even looking into this shit, but I'm just saying. There's stuff he's like acting like he was retarded or something. That was fucked up,
but that's
too.
just that. No, it wasn't.
That wasn't fucked up?
No, because I don't think he even realized that there was something wrong with the guy. I think he was just they made it. He was just saying, "Oh, the guy's spazzing out." That's all he was basically saying, and they made it like he was mimicking the guy, and he didn't even. I don't think he was even aware the guy had a problem.
There's stuff he said.
He's just going by his reports, and he was a writer. You know what I mean? I don't think he even knew who the guy was, like that was a thing, but they made it like he did.
Well, regardless, there's been stuff that he's said that's just very fucked up as a presidential elect.
I don't agree with that. Okay. I think that he just tells the truth, and that's okay.
Okay.
I mean, it's just like they say that he says he grabs women by the pussy. That's not what he said.
That's not what he said.
Women will let you grab them.
That's not one of the incidences I'm talking about, because that one was, we say fucked up shit. You know what I'm saying? And groups of guys, we all say fucked up shit. Women in groups of women say some fucked up shit that you wouldn't want to be heard publicly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that one, I ain't talking about that one.
I get that. I know, but I'm just saying they missed everything he's ever said. The left stream media is freaking like going after a guy that has been in the public eye. He's an icon in America. He's an American icon. Before he was ever president, he was an American icon. He was a big part of America. Like, you didn't look at America in 2014 and not think of Donald Trump. He was an iconic figure in American culture.
I wouldn't say think of him, but I'm just saying if it came up, you knew he was.
He's a part of America. He's as much of a part of America as any president was at that point. He's as much a part of America as Michael Jackson was at that point. He was. Yes.
Never.
100% he was.
Never. Don't you talk about
In fact, I would say they probably sang about Trump in more songs than they've ever sung about Michael Jackson in songs. I would bet they have. I mean, I forget, I saw a thing. He was the biggest cameo guy in every movie. He did more cameos than anybody has, where they just add him in there because he is an American icon. He is 100% always will be. Now, of course, as a president, it just has secured all of that. But
well,
he was an iconic image to the American people, and the world thought of him as America too when they thought of him. You know what I mean? the whole world. Just all I'm saying. But anyways, he lived his whole life in the public eye and was never considered racist. The only argument they had for that was that his father's company that he was running at the time got charged with having unfair amounts of black to white ratios in apartments.
Yeah.
But that went to court, and he actually had more than what was like the law like said you had to have a certain amount. They had more than that. So it was actually dropped. The case never he never got sued for it. He never had to charge for it. He got charged for it, went to court, and won the case because he actually had more.
You can charge somebody for anything.
Right. He had more than that he was required to have. So that's their big argument. And that was his father's company, by the way, too. It wasn't even his. But he was running it at the time. You know what I mean? He was like the head cheese there or whatever. So to say he caused it, I don't agree with that. I think that the world, I think that the left went after him because that was what they could come after him for. They were trying to force that issue and every aspect of it. They were trying to force it. 100%. He's never done anything. Everything he's ever done, has been to the benefit of everybody in America and probably more blacks than anybody. All his laws, everything he's done has all been that way. And to say that it's on him.
I'm not a political person. I don't know. I don't claim to know.
But you know what I'm telling you. You know that nobody called him a racist ahead of time.
I'm sure he was. What are you talking about?
Nobody ever called him racist. I never heard that in my life. You never watched The Apprentice seen him treat anybody of color any different than anybody that wasn't?
I don't know. I didn't watch The Apprentice.
I watched a little bit of it, not a ton.
No,
I watched more of it than I watched of Fear Factor. How's that?
I watched Fear Factor.
I know.
But I don't know. I ain't looking into it because I don't care.
No, you're right. It's time to just move on now.
Yeah.
For sure. Definitely time to move on.
All right. Well, I'm done with this.
He's done with this. Here we go. What are we going to talk about if we don't talk about politics? What else are we going to talk about?
No, I'm talking about with this day. It's 10:30. Oh, 10:02.
I think I got to work.
Who called off?
Jessica Buckosh hasn't worked all week. I guess she's really sick, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
So I think I have to actually bartend today.
Why didn't you schedule somebody else or ask somebody else to come in?
We have. There's been nobody available, apparently. Oh. She hasn't worked all week, and Brittany's covered all the shifts, but nobody's here to cover this shift. So I think it's going to be me.
There you go.
So Jimmy's bartending. Come on down and see me. We'll watch the game together. After I get all this shit loaded. All right. We're getting out of here. We'll see you guys later. Make sure you guys go and follow us on TikTok and YouTube so you can see all the videos and stuff, and it'll notify you. Just go and click and subscribe to both of those so that when we get them out, they'll go, they'll give you a notification. And we did our first TikTok. I'll let you know how it come out. I don't know. It looks like Guido said they're going to throw us out of here for smoking cigarettes on TikTok, which is kind of crazy. But all right, we're out of here. Peace.